Hi! How is everyone? Okay, let me close this. How is everyone? Good. Did everyone have a good weekend? I was in Vegas. It was super fun. My niece ran 13.1 miles. The podcast, Sam Bruno will be joining, and we're going to be talking about our podcast. Woo! Have you guys watched it yet? It's so good. We've been working on it since July of last year. It's been really great. Hi! Hi! If you guys haven't seen it yet, go into my profile. It's linked up there, the first episode, and then go follow our YouTube channel. So good. It's really good. It's about an hour, 58 minutes. So good. Oh, it's okay. It just launched today, Cam Cloud. Just launched this morning at like 9. So good. So good. Hi, Mary. How are you guys? How was everybody if you joined the group cleanse? How was your group cleanse? Yeah, just follow, save it, and then you can come back to it. It's so good. We filmed it in the log home. Every single one of them, we filmed somewhere different. That's kind of what we're doing. We were traveling, so we did some podcasting while we were traveling. Hi, Daughters of Warfare. How are you? Can I do the... Yes. So, Brazilian... Here's kind of how it works. I picked the strictest diet. The strictest way to eat, which is the Candida diet. And hi, Sam. And so that kind of evolves, right? Like everything is evolving. There isn't a lot of research here. It's a little bit with the diet. So I definitely think that you should eat the way that as clean as possible. And I eat meat now on it. Hi. So I definitely think that if you eat meat on the Parify cleanse, you'll be fine. We're actually working on a new ebook in order for us to have different styles of diets, because it is important for you to eat clean and healthy while you're doing the cleanse, but not be so restrictive. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Happy
We
release
did it.
day.
So
Are you
good.
wearing
Yeah,
one?
wearing it. Yes.
Hey. This is very popular, demanded merch,
Oh yeah, the merch.
Everyone
This is like
wants it.
it's such good merch.
It really is. We
It's
really nailed it. I love it.
yeah, it's such good merch.
Yeah.
So we launched today, you
We
guys,
did.
everyone. Yeah, you have to go watch it.
Episode 1 is out
Episode
now.
one.
It's
Mm-hmm.
titled The Journey Begins. It's all meet your hosts, Kim Rogers and Sam Bruno. We are at the log home in this episode, which
Mhm.
is one of Kim's homes,
Yeah,
and her husband Jeremy built it, and it's such a special place. Like it means so much that we did the very first episode there. I absolutely love that we did that.
it was really inspiring to be able to kind of have it be done and finished. And it isn't just the start of my journey, but it is kind of where my journey might have ended. And that was the whole purpose of, why I struggled looking into my health so much, because I wanted to make sure that I could see that be finished.
Yeah.
It's a huge accomplishment. And I don't think a lot of people know that we've been building that since 2016.
Mm.
It takes a while to do a build. And so, when you start to get sick and you're chronically ill, I kind of dive into everything like feet first to
Right.
make sure that it was at least finished if something did happen to
Exactly.
me. So it was really cool,
Yeah.
to be able to like do a podcast
We
there.
we touched on it in the episode, but
Hmm.
you explained how finishing building that home was a future goal that kept you moving forward, like to live, to help motivate you to live.
Yeah.
You had something to look forward to. You could see light in the tunnel. So it was like it kept you moving forward. And it's so beautiful. I love the log home. I love the land out there. It is such magical moss covered trees, rainforest
Mm-hmm.
type land. And it's so healing and covered in herbs and plants that we love and adore
Wow.
and that are so beautiful. And so we really did enjoy it. Some people are asking where to watch. You all can watch the full first episode on YouTube right now. The links are always where they always are. You can find them up above in the bio. You can go to YouTube. We have a channel on YouTube now called What's Eating You. We spell you
Mm-hmm.
just with the letter, not YOU, but just you. So yeah, you guys can go and check out the first episode right now. So far, the feedback is so great. I'm so grateful, Kim. Like, have you caught any of the comments yet?
No, no, I haven't gone over there just
I
yet.
know
I was
it's
gonna do
busy.
it in
We're busy.
between. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's a
busy.
busy day, but honestly, the feedback so far, like from everything that I've seen, is just people really thanking you a lot, Kim. Thanking you
Mm,
for everything that you do. And a lot of people were really, really happy to hear what we were talking about
yeah.
and saying how important it is that we get this message out there. And a lot of people were acknowledging that, which I just absolutely love.
Well,
And
and your rope worm, Sam.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty deep into the episode. You got to get in deep there to hear that part, you know? I mean, I did get vulnerable and share with people what came out of my body, which is really funny. It's a funny place to be because before we ever did this podcasting, when we used to like start to go live like a year ago, and
Hmm.
I first found you and started doing Parafy and stuff, I had this weird moment because I'm a pop star, y'all. I am a pop artist. Okay, I've been keeping it sexy on my social media for years, okay? Um, and so I had this crossroads moment where I was like, Sam, do you want to share with the internet and with the world that worms are coming out of your body? And at first it was really scary and vulnerable, and I was like, I don't want to really share that. But then my spirit actually told me, no, you have a responsibility to. Like, you have to share it because you are seeing this is real. It's like a real personal experience you're experiencing. You know it's real, and you see how much better you feel now after cleansing.
Yeah.
So if you don't share it with the world, you're holding back valuable information that can help a lot of people. And so I was like, F it, man. Let's go. I'm going to tell the whole world that hundreds of worms came out of my nose and I passed a foot long rope worm. Like, sorry, it's not just sexy over here anymore. But a lot of people who respond in the comments and say, like, ew, gross. Oh my God. I always respond saying, isn't it more gross to walk around
Hmm.
with them living in you?
Yeah,
Like, I really think that's kind of actually more
I
gross.
do too. I think it's gross when you can feel them, and then I always say feel the heal, right? You can
Mm.
feel them dying if they are active in that time. I feel like it's more important to get them out than it is to like, and seeing them is so validating.
I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. Someone says, Sam, Poncho doesn't believe that we all have parasites. Please tell him we need to cleanse. Everyone has parasites, guys.
Hmm.
Even if you don't see physical worms leave your body like I did and still do, if I'm being honest, I'm like this deep in it and I still see them leave my body. I'm over a year and a half into this. Everyone has them. Most are microscopic, but you have them. If
Yep.
you if you're a human being on the planet Earth coming into contact with water, pets, other people, and
Mhm.
food, you have them
Which is our everyday, every single day.
every day.
So, what else do we talk about in like future ones, and how is this all working? Tell us a little bit about it, Sam.
Oh, other topics. Well,
Other
goodness, we covered,
topics,
yeah,
with
man.
what our
So,
podcast looks
yeah.
like.
Yeah, for sure. So, a fun thing about our podcast is it's not just the sit down in person, two or three or four people on a microphone having conversations. That's a
Hmm.
big part of it, and we love that because that's an opportunity to share a lot of information and we have a lot to say. Obviously, That's why the big mouth. We're making noise. We're here.
Yeah.
Um, but we also are going to take you guys on fun adventures called field trips. So we're going to take you guys with us as we go out and actually do healing modalities. We're going to show you how to do them, what they do, the science and technology, and how it's working, and then the benefits of doing them. And so it's more vlog style, which is really
Mhm.
fun because we go out into the world and film and share with you guys all of that. We interview experts in every lane and field that we go and visit to give you guys even more information directly from sources, doctors, experts, like healers. We really go and cover it all. So it's really fun and exciting, and I'm excited to drop future episodes where we
Yeah.
do dive into the modalities, because
It's
healing modalities is something you and I use every day, all
right.
day. I'm literally sitting on my biomat right now. EMF protection, baby. I'm live right now.
Yeah.
I have all these electronics happening. So I'm sitting on a biomat. I got my air doctor, air filter right there. Uh, Modalities are part of our everyday, all day life, and they're
Yeah.
what help us maintain our health.
And I think what's kind of cool is a lot of the modalities that we're showing in this last year have helped me push my Lyme into remission, because I do have my blood work that shows the bands that I tested positive for are currently not positive.
Mhm.
So it's cool because you can actually watch a little more of my transition into becoming healthier
Mm.
while we're doing all of this.
Yeah.
Since we've been doing this since July,
Mhm.
and you can kind of see the difference in what's going on with
Not
my
even
health.
kind of. No, it's obvious. You can really see you get better. Like
Yeah,
literally over the past like 8 months, we've filmed and documented episodes and going and doing different modalities and treatments, your therapeutic plasma exchange.
yeah,
You see in real time, you keep getting like thinner, even in your like jowls, your face, like you can see that you're losing inflammation, and
yeah.
also like your skin. I mean, it's not fair how great it already just is to begin with, but over the past 8 months it is absolutely even gotten better, and it's obvious. People comment on your skin
Yeah.
all the time in the comments like, you look like you're 20, like, wow, you're aging backwards, and that's exactly what you're actually doing. You are.
And it's cool because, thank you, Sam. It's cool because it will normalize some of these they can be scary. Like, I know we did an IV while we were in Las Vegas this last weekend, and my niece was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is, needles and all."
Yeah.
I'm like, "But
Did she
it's
feel
really
it?
easy." No, she
Oh,
didn't. But it's
okay.
really easy. But
Yeah.
she sat there and it shows, like, she sat there and watched it. And I said, "See, it's not that hard." And I think that the stigma that's
Yeah.
around one more natural healing and these modalities is really sad. So I'm glad that we're going to be able
That's right.
to show it and break that
That's right.
that fear that people can do this. And I mean, I make things look easy, so keep that in mind, you guys. I've been doing this personally and professionally for over 20 years. So I'm not as afraid, but I also think it'll show this normalization of parasite cleansing and mold and IVs. We go into some people's facilities, which is exciting. So we get to show and talk with them. So there really is kind of a nuance to all of what we're doing. And I know for me, when I see it, it makes me feel better as well, like the TPE,
Yeah.
which is therapeutic plasma exchange. When I watched it from Next House, because he has a whole series on it, I was like, oh, wait, this doesn't even look that bad. Like, so I'm hoping that people see us do that and go, oh, wait, that's so easy. Like, what was I
Yeah.
afraid of? And then that changes, and you can actually see me getting better.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what this whole thing has been since July of 21, is that you can actually start me and watch me getting better and
It's
better. And now you can actually,
cataloged. It's
yeah, and
cataloged.
show the
Yeah.
modalities. It's really cool. So I'm
It
excited for
is.
everyone to be able to see all of this. And
Me
and
too.
if you if you haven't watched yet, you guys, it's over on YouTube. Anything we ever talk about is up in my profile, linked up there. So it's at the top. Follow our YouTube channel, and we just dropped it, what, 2 hours ago? Like
Yeah,
2 hours and 15 minutes
it it
ago.
it came out, yeah, 2 hours ago. And also here, are you able to pin that comment I just commented? Do you see where I just commented What's Eating You podcast Instagram page? You should be able to press down on it, like hold down on it and pin it. And all of you guys can follow our Instagram account as well. We're always going to be posting clips and promos to every episode, what we're doing, what we have going on, making announcements over there as well. But yeah, like Kim said, I love the way you worded all of that, Kim. A stigma around all of it,
Mhm.
like that is what it is. You know, in the first episode, we talk about that, about how it's taboo, and we're removing and
Mhm.
peeling back layers of taboo. But I actually love the word stigma. It's so true, because there's a narrative out there about certain things, and people are afraid because of like what people are saying out on the internet about
Mhm.
certain things, but also because if you've never done anything
Right.
before, or just if you just don't know, you know, it's, I think it's for a lack of information, and that's why we're normalizing it. I love that you use that word too, because that's what we're doing. We're just simply like showing you guys how easy, how accessible, how affordable a lot of the things are. We're going to show you, we're going to even tap on the free things that you can do at
Yeah.
home. um so really excited about all of that. And yeah, Kim, I'm so proud of you and your journey, man. Like
Mhm.
your commitment, resilience, and absolute dedication to healing is inspiring to say the least. But to be so close to you, to be your best friend, your co-host, your plunging partner, your your worm friend for life. No, like to be so close to you for real. I'm honored to watch a human being choose life every day and really commit and live it, breathe it, eat it, sleep it, day in and day out, and really to watch you
Yeah.
get better. It's so inspiring, and it's just beautiful to see. And I'm just so happy I'm right here with you at at this point in life, you know?
Thanks.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, I think that that's what's so different about people that come into this world, right? We all have something we're battling, but like literally I was battling for my life.
Yeah.
And I don't really talk a whole lot about it because I do run a business,
Yeah.
and but I don't think people realize, and we definitely are touching on this on an episode, but I don't think people realize that I'm still healing while I had to start this
Yeah.
business because this is my calling. And so I'm not saying this because I want anyone to be like, oh, poor Kim. It's more like, oh my God, this is how dedicated I am to both serving myself with healing and what my mission in life
Yeah.
is. And then I found you, and it just kind of morphed into more wellness for me because I've learned a lot from you, and you're so intelligent, and your knowledge on all of this is, I'm so excited for everyone to see this because you're more than a pop star. You really are a wellness guru. You really do fully understand what we're doing here, and you have a mission as well, and your mission just kind of changed. Mine was all Western medicine, yours was all
Yeah.
pop star, and now we really want to serve people what they can do with
Yeah.
themselves and how to help themselves, even if it's just a little bit. And I do know that there'll be comments that say, oh, it's expensive. But in reality, the amount of money that I spent to do the things to heal me is actually less than what I spent to help me. And there's a difference, helping me strive every day or helping me thrive every
Mm,
day. And so those are
mm,
the two
yeah.
things that when you guys watch this and you understand that, okay, yeah, an IV might be $300, but I just spent 600 to take those supplements every day for
Yeah.
30 days.
And you don't have
And
to
they're
take
not,
any by mouth for like
yeah,
weeks after you get it. So it
right.
evens out. It really does. But Thank you for
Yeah.
saying all of those words about me. I receive it and appreciate you so much. And I see you too, man.
Yeah.
We fuel each other's fire. That's what's so beautiful about us and our dynamic and rapport and connection, because that's the other feedback we've been getting that I think is so beautiful. Everyone loves like our synergy.
Yeah.
Um, but I wanna tap on a couple of comments that people have been saying in the
Okay.
chat, because this is why I love this community. This is why I
Mm-hmm.
love our shared community. People are like literally just from being on this live for a few minutes, they have helped me totally reframe and rethink the way I was viewing keeping it sexy. Like I said at the beginning of this, like multiple people in here are like helping me grow in my view of that. They literally were like, there's many different ways to be
Right.
sexy. And someone said, man, intelligence is like the most ultimate form of sexy. So what came to me just now from reading all those comments is, honestly, the most sexy thing ever is telling the truth,
Mm-hmm.
which is what we're doing. We're out here speaking truth and sharing the vulnerable things, sharing the real, the raw, to help people. Like, what actually is more sexy than that? So
Right.
even if like the getting there is like dirty, nitty gritty, like you gotta like, you gotta do the work, you gotta dig into the dirt to get the dirty out, I was
You
doing
can be
mush.
sexy on the inside
Hell
and on the
yeah.
outside, and I think people forget that the inside is actually more sexy than the outside.
Ooh, speak it, Kim. That's right. Yeah, man. You're inner for
Yeah.
sure. Years ago, I was on mushrooms. I was on a mushroom trip, and the mushrooms made me start cleaning. So I don't know if have you I'm sure you've experienced that. They want to get things orderly and right.
Hmm.
So I went out back on my back patio, and there was like this pile of like just old like wood and junk and like stuff that like needed to like get moved out. And I hated seeing it every day, day in and day out. I hated going out there and seeing it. And the mushrooms were like, get out there and clean it up right now if you hate it so much. So I went out there and I'm cleaning, I'm sweeping, I am getting like dirty. And the intelligence and wisdom that came through and spoke to me in that moment was, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty, especially when it's your own mess. I was like, thank you. Yes, like especially when it's your own mess. Like clean that shit up and leave the world a better place than it was when you came into it. Like I feel like that is the most sexy, you know?
The mushrooms don't do that to me. I'm like that
What?
on a I'm like that on without the
So am I,
mushrooms.
but it
And then
amplifies
you
it for
add
me.
those mushrooms, and I was like thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I don't really, I just act more not crazy, but I don't know. I feel like there's like
Yes,
for me because
there
I
is.
don't, yeah, it's
There
so
is.
weird.
This is why. This is why. There's a light side,
Right,
and the flip side to the coin is the shadow side. Whatever you need to face, hear, see,
right.
learn in that moment, the shadow or the light is gonna come to you. Kimmy, if you're living your life 24/7 already, light, light, light. Sometimes when you do the mushrooms, it's like, all right, bitch, we about to face this shadow and get to work. So that's why it is two sides for everyone,
Yeah.
but it's like what you're choosing to focus on. And so yeah, a lot of times in my life, maybe I get into my everyday life, I'm in my shadowy Scorpio moon. So when I do mushrooms, it's like, okay, you get a break from that mental torture. Now
Yeah.
you get to actually like,
Just never
you know,
never thought about cleaning. Never thought about cleaning.
oh,
But I've seen you do
yes,
that. I've
you
seen you like
have,
go upstairs. Well,
yes,
yeah, at the
yeah,
log
yeah, you have,
home, you
you
went
have.
upstairs and you started like organizing your packing. I'm all, okay, Sam.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, because what's funny is like every time I get psilocybin into my system, which this is so fun and amazing that this is where the conversation went, because we are mushroom people. We're mushroom people, guys. Like, so get used to
We
it.
are. We
So
love the
we
mushrooms.
love the mushrooms. We love
They're I mean obviously they're such a huge part
huge.
of my journey, and so
Mine
mushrooms
too.
bring people together,
Yes, yeah.
and it really, and this is really the only place we could talk about it without getting in trouble. was on
Totally,
Instagram.
yeah. It's plant medicine.
Yeah,
It's plant medicine, it's soul medicine. No matter what your experience is, you may need to see the shadowy stuff, and that's because that's what you're supposed to face and work on in that moment. It's all about the
yeah,
inner work. But yeah, no, what I've noticed about psilocybin is psilocybin does love order. It loves order and like cleanliness because nature is
right.
order. So like and it is nature, so it's like perfect order, and like yeah, so that's why every time it's in my system, my environment has to be clean, orderly, organized, like clear of clutter, or it will make me get to work. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
me. Not me. Not me. It's fun. Like I love it. Like I think because my life is so structured, I feel like when I do them, I'm not needing to be so structured. I'm
Oh,
not like
I love
totally
that.
out there,
Yes.
but I'm so
Yeah.
structured all day long
Yeah.
from the time I wake up to the time I go to
Yeah.
bed. And I don't think a lot of people
Exactly.
realize
Yeah.
how busy of a person I am. I went from dying in the woods to now like running a 30-person
Yeah.
plus employees with Rogers Hood and
Yeah.
doing podcasting and content. So when I do
Yeah.
mushrooms, I love all the lights because I'm not normally a light person. I'm not a color person. And so mushrooms bring that out in me.
I love it, Kim. I love it. And I love doing mushrooms together. It's one
Yeah,
of
it's
my
fun.
favorite things in the world. You guys, the night before we filmed the first episode of the podcast at the log home, we had a beautiful journey together. We shared a beautiful journey with psilocybin, and we went for a nighttime forest walk. Okay? When I tell you it was so pitch black out there in the what is it called? Northwest Peninsula? What is it?
We live in the Olympic
Okay,
Peninsula.
so it's like Pacific Northwest though. Yeah,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it's Washington, and oh my gosh, you guys, we went for a nighttime walk. We literally couldn't see the road in front of us. And it was literally, that walk was one of the highlights of my entire 2024. Like, I'll always remember it. I'll never forget it. It was so fun. It was such an adventure. I want to get to a couple of the comments in here. So just so you guys know, we're on here right now celebrating our
Hmm.
podcast release. What's Eating You dropped today. You can watch the first episode. It's on YouTube right now. You can find the links in both of our profiles. Um, Definitely go check out the episode. It's amazing. We cover a lot of things from just sharing more about each of our personal journeys, healing, self-healing journeys, sharing with you guys like our lives, what we do, what we use. We talk a lot about parasite cleansing. Parafy is Kim's parasite cleanse if you don't know. And we talk about all the things that we've both seen leave our bodies, including getting very graphic and descriptive about what, including like foot long rope worms and a lot of worms coming out of my nose and all of this craziness. So you can, if you want to know,
Yeah.
you know you're curious. So just go ahead and head over to YouTube and watch our first episode, and we'll give you all of the tea. We spill it all.
And then I will talk about on a future episode about mushrooms and how I utilize them to get off of Klonopin after 22
Mm,
years. And that's
huge.
why we celebrate Amanita,
Yeah.
who's behind me. And we do talk about,
And in our logo.
yep, it's on our logo. It's in pretty much everything that I do every day
Mhm.
because it's so important to me. And then also growing mushrooms. So we will
Yes.
talk about that as well so that you guys have an understanding of plant medicine because it really is such a big part of my transition from Western medicine over to the herb world. It was my bridge over, and I did a lot of mushrooms in order for me to heal myself. I went deep, and I have a piece of property outskirts of the rainforest, and I was there for years just doing this in order for me to be able to heal my
Yeah.
body.
Yeah,
So we
I
do
know. It's so
talk about
awesome.
it.
We have the same journey, except mine wasn't professional, it was personal. But
Hmm.
I absolutely transitioned out of pharmaceuticals, Western medicine, all of that into holistic living, plants is medicine, food is medicine, nature is medicine. And so we have that in common. And that's a really beautiful thing that we share. Someone asked a little earlier, like, well, where do I start, like, with my health?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously not medical advice, but just from personal experience. And Kim can maybe speak on it too for what she's experienced. But honestly, parasite cleansing for me, cleaning
Mm-hmm.
out my soil. I wish, Kim, I met you 13 years ago and you had already created the Parafite, invented the Parafite cleanse.
Same.
Because literally, if I would have started with cleansing out my soil, and we talk about this in the first episode, so you guys can go check that out because we dive deep into this topic. But cleansing your soil is step one. Like, if you think about the body as like a garden, and even if you're taking expensive supplements and you're like doing all these modalities and you're like doing all this stuff, you're eating really good, like all this stuff, but you never cleaned out your soil. Kim talks
Mm-hmm.
about it in our first episode how parasites, they can have been in you for your whole life or decades. And so it's like, if you never actually took herbs that specifically kill them and a binder that specifically binds them up
Mm-hmm.
and moves them out of your body, then you literally still have dirty soil and you're trying to plant good seeds in dirty soil and you're just not going to get good fruit. So you're going to be tired. You're going to experience these cravings for foods and things that aren't really serving you. You're going to like be having all of these symptoms and flare-ups and headaches
Mm-hmm.
and fatigue and like all this stuff that you necessarily can't figure out what's happening or why. But I think a really beautiful place to start for my own personal experience is cleansing. And Kim has created a beautiful, potent, and effective, but very gentle and realistic cleanse. I mean, we
Mm-hmm.
hear a lot of the time people asking, like, can I still keep working? Like, can I go to work? Like, I don't want to be on a cleanse and like have to run to the bathroom. And it's not like that. So she is
No,
so brilliant for
thanks.
creating a formula that is like, you can keep living your life. I tell people all the time, it's so realistic. You can definitely go to
Mm-hmm.
work. Like, it's so doable and manageable, but it works. Okay. Her husband Jeremy helped her decide the amount of herbs they were going to put in this formula. And he said in the very beginning of the process, and the reason I always say it, Kim, is because like I just love it. But he said, if they want to see worms, let's let them see worms.
You're
And they
gonna
did.
see them.
And they nailed it, guys. Because
Thanks.
from personal experience, yeah, I've definitely seen it. There's a binder in the Parafite cleanse in
Mm-hmm.
the Parafite kit called Cinnabon. It's cinnamon and activated charcoal, and that comes with the Parafite cleanse. So you don't have to buy an external binder or anything when you get the Parafite kit. It comes with everything you need. It's 11:30. I'm gonna hop over to our What's Eating You page. So you
Okay.
stay here, and I'll see you guys in a
Okay.
minute. Okay.
Go follow her if you haven't followed on What's Eating You. When she pops back over, you guys should go follow that Instagram page. This is how easy it is to take it. I'm done. I did my dose. I do sustain every day. It just really is helpful. I have chronic Lyme. Well, actually, I don't have all the bands anymore, so I guess they consider that to be in remission. I use Parafine on my 4-year-old grandson, no problems. I also have great results. Yay! I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's such an easy cleanse. It's so easy. And the podcast, What's Eating You, which is our podcast that launched today, isn't just talking about parasites. We literally want to talk about our journeys and have you understand all of the different modalities, understand how to advocate for yourself by understanding what's going on with your body. So when you do get to a doctor who um, is in this world that we're all in with wellness, they can help you and you know what they're saying. That's really what this energy exchange is for all of us, so that we all can be our own patient advocate. I'm nursing a new baby, 4 months. You have to wait until you're done nursing. Yes, and that is because that is a pathway. So when you are nursing and the child is not over age of 3, you can give it to them. It can be too much. Hi.
Hi, I'm back.
So That's why we say no nursing, because it is a pathway. Okay, you guys, so this is our Instagram account, What's Eating You. Go follow this account so we can continue to grow that account. And if you haven't watched our episode yet, you can find it up in our profiles of What's Eating You, Sam Bruno's account, and also my account. So
And
they're always
Sammy
up there.
Seamoss. All
And
four,
Sammy
baby.
Simas.
All four. We putting it out everywhere. Everywhere we can. We want to get the word out. It's so
Yeah.
important.
It's a really great podcast. And it's not just a podcast, like we're sitting down talking, but then we also filmed us going out and doing modalities that we talk about and talking to experts while we're out there.
Right.
So we have so many different levels of what we're doing than just, oh, we're sitting down talking about what we want to talk about. We're actually going out in a rogue style, like a guerrilla
Gorilla
style,
style, baby.
and
Because we're showing
talking
you
to
the real
people.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you, everyone who's following our account. Like, they are just flooding in. Started following you, started following you. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Honestly, we are wanting to grow this as
yeah.
far and wide as we can. We want to reach as many people as we can about the importance of cleansing, about the efficiency and easy access and normalization of healing
Mhm,
modalities that are available to us in 2025. It's such an exciting time to be alive. We
mhm,
have access to things that the generations before us did not. And it's easy. It's easier than ever to heal thyself, to maintain your health, to maintain feeling good, And we're here to help share how to do that. That's
mhm,
the whole point. Each
mhm.
one teach one. We're here to help teach you and share and inform you, and from a place of, I mean, Kim's definitely been an expert professionally and personally for decades, um but from personal experience, that's why we're sharing with you like what we have personally been through, what's worked for us. We're only providing you with real, tangible, effective information. Like, we don't have time for fake anything.
Right.
Like, we are only serving up like what has worked for us, what we have seen work for others, and we are giving you guys the 411, spilling the tea on all of that, because we want you to know what to do, how to do it, where to find it,
Yeah,
all of.
Anna. So yes, Sam, but this Anna gal said, has this help for Lyme? Yeah, I have Lyme. I've had Lyme for over 30 years from what we have tracked back. So I'm healing from chronic Lyme. I'm actually in remission if you count the bands. And I just got my blood work. So you count the bands, and that's how you know. Bands are the different Lyme, like stages or Lyme. There's like tons, like Boreella has like 30 different styles, basically. So I had about 20 plus bands of Lyme, and I have one active right now. And I had when I first got tested, I only had two, so they didn't even think that I had Lyme. But then when I got retested this last time, I showed that I had 20 bands. But the bands that were active before are no longer active, and I have one now that wasn't active on a previous lab. And it just shows you guys, you can't go off of labs. I mean, that's really ultimately what this means. You can't go off of labs. You can go off of them for treatment, but it's not who you are and it's not your label. It helps you decide which treatments you should go with. And that's the only reason why I went and got tested, because I do know that there's a little bit of a different setup when you have Lyme versus when you have just mold and parasites. And so, but it helped my mold and it helped my parasites and it also helped my Lyme. So really they all the modalities we're showing you, all this cleansing that we're doing, eating correctly, all of these things are going to help all of these labels that
Yeah.
we've been given as chronically ill people. So, hi Mel, how are
Mel's
you?
in here. Hi. What's up, sis? Hey, girl.
Yes, it'll help with Epstein-Barr virus. I also have Epstein-Barr virus. I have cytomegalovirus. I have Lyme. I have parasites. I have mold. I have encephalitis. I am a typical chronically ill American. And I worked in Western medicine and I have slowly been healing myself. So that's really what we're trying to show everyone is that it is really possible. Just because I have a medical background doesn't mean that this is what I knew what to do with myself. And
Yeah.
in fact, that's what kind of led me was that they literally abandoned me. I had 13 surgeries, a hysterectomy. I've been through it. This isn't something that I thought that I would be doing, but my life literally depended on it. And so we talk about that in our podcast. We celebrate it because I have been really lucky to have such a great community, and I want to show you guys what I've learned. And sometimes 15, 20 seconds just isn't enough for me to be able to do that. And Sam has so many amazing things to bring in to just amplify it even more while you're healing, because these are things that, like, I only can touch the surface this much, and you bring in an expert that talks about food, which is Sam. You bring, there's things that she's done that I have not. And so it really is such a encompassing way for you to start your healing journey. And we do say you should start it with the Parasite Kit because it's not just a parasite cleanse, it's going to help inflammation. The brain fog is inflammation. So when you
Okay,
guys,
but it does so much more than that, Kim.
oh,
She's
for
she's
sure.
being modest. She's being modest. The Parafy cleanse, it cleanses you of parasites and worms, heavy metals, candida,
Mhm.
bad bacteria. I know that I even cleansed out viruses
Yeah.
on mine. Mucus, biofilm, liver fluke. I'm speaking from personal experience. Liver flukes, I saw gallstones leave my body. Like, when I tell you like so lowering inflammation, yeah, how could it not? Like, are you kidding me? Before the Parafy cleanse, you guys, I was literally getting sinus infections that would linger for like over a month, every other month. It was insane how often I was getting sick. I was always bogged down, like chronic fatigue. My skin was really bad at the time. I couldn't even digest like black beans. Like there were all these things, and I would get weird like jaw, like tension and ear stuff and sinus stuff and throat. And it was just always like this, like, especially around the full moon. And I had no idea why. And then I met Kim Rogers and she brought her Parafy cleanse into my life. And I'll never forget the day that I went downstairs to talk to my partner and I'm like, hey, listen, I stayed up all night last night going down the rabbit hole on parasite cleansing and worm cleansing. There's this woman. She's just come into my life. She's gonna send me her cleanse for free. Like she's sponsoring my like whole group cleanse right now. I'm gonna be an affiliate for the company. I'm so excited because like I'm so lit up about this. I just spent all night with this woman online with all her videos, and he's like, okay. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's real. This is real. Okay. Like my childhood best friend, she called me yesterday. She's like, listen, I just spent 2 months passing the craziest stuff, which I list off a lot of the stuff she passed in the first episode you can watch on YouTube right now on our podcast. Cause it was like hairballs came out of her and like sacks of eggs and sacks of worms, like weird, crazy, wild stuff. That got my attention. I was like, we're the same age, we're the same size, we grew up in the same state, up the street from each other. Like if that was in you, what's in me? That was my whole mentality. I'm like, I have to do this, I need to do this. And so I did. And when I actually, on day 4, we did it together, my partner and I. And we went to the steam room on day 4 and came home and I blew my nose. And when I blew my nose and a worm came out, that's when we knew. We knew for sure it was real. We knew it. And it was honestly paradigm shifting, Kim. Because when you go from like not knowing this is a thing,
Yeah.
because unfortunately, America didn't get the memo.
We
So
didn't. We
like
did.
the
We
rest of the
did.
world has the memo. Like the rest of the world, other tons of other countries are like, it's normal. I saw someone on your Facebook comments can be like, she lives in another country, bless her heart, she doesn't know what it's like over here.
Right.
She's like, doesn't America cleanse their young kids in school. That's what they do over here in South Africa. I was like, oh, honey, oh, God, no. They're feeding our young kids all the food that the parasites
Mhm.
eat. Like, no, like, it's taboo. Like, doctors will roll their eyes at you in
Yep.
America when you tell them you have a worm in their eye, in your eye.
And it's not even a big deal to everyone else. It is, but I don't, like, I struggle with this so much because I don't understand the
Yeah.
logic behind why it's such a big deal. But I definitely know how to talk about it and make it fun. But when I was on, so we cruised a lot, like 2 years ago, when instead of going to, for me to go to a treatment center, because I was going to go to a Lyme treatment center.
Yeah.
And so we decided to cleanse or to cruise instead. And of course, I'm on the cruise and I'm asking all these people from other countries because,
Right.
the whole world services and works on cruise ships. And so it's kind of cool. You get to like meet people from other countries
Yeah.
and Jamaica especially. And so I'm sitting there and I asked this girl, she's doing my nails, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, so tell me about what your country's like with deworming. And she goes, oh my gosh, if you don't deworm, like, and it was exciting. Like, she was excited to tell me about how her family and all the families in her neighborhood deworm each other.
Mm,
And if you don't do it, you are chastised. Like, they yell at you. They're like, what do you mean? Now we're all going to get them because you failed to give the bush tea to your child. So now we're all going to get them because they know they're out there on the beach, they're out there in the water, they're eating the seafood. Like, they're not, like, this isn't a thing to them. This is just a normal thing. And for us, I'm like, oh, so tell me more about this.
yeah.
And so I guess once a month in certain places in Jamaica,
Once
they drink a tea called the
a
bush. A
month.
month. So then that's when I was like, oh, well, I do give a lot of product. I'm going to go through and do mini cleanses because when I started doing this, I never took breaks. And it was very hard on my body. Like, I look back
Mhm.
and I look at the different like my skin.
Yeah.
It was harder on my
Okay.
body to do it every single month. But doing a little mini cleanse in between has been super helpful.
Good. Well,
So,
Kim, you had to do it to that
oh yeah, yeah,
extent
yeah.
in the beginning.
Oh my God, so
They were taking
infested.
you out. They
They
were
took me
taking
out.
you out. You
Yeah,
had to do it to stay alive. Like,
yeah.
I get in an extreme situation, like a parasitic infection,
Right.
right? Yeah, I understand why you had to do it like that, but like that actually trips me out. I didn't know that in Jamaica they drink it once a
It's
month.
called the
It
bush. It's a
makes
tea.
sense. Because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, think about how much seafood they eat. And I'm sorry,
Hmm.
guys. By the way, the comments are frozen for me. Do you still see them coming in
Yeah,
live?
they're
Okay,
still
well,
coming
so
in.
you'll be able to see on your end. I can't see, but can everybody just like drop a fish emoji or a sushi emoji or just even a heart? Can y'all just like drop it if like Kim Rogers ruined fish for you? Can we just I just want to see how many people Kim Rogers ruined fish
Uh-huh.
for, or
Uh-huh.
at the very least salmon. Like, did
I ruined
did
salmon for
did,
myself.
did Kim Rogers ruin salmon for you guys? Am I the only one? Do you see any
No.
comments? Okay.
Yes. I'm dropping it for
Oh,
myself because I
okay,
ruined
yeah, I
it
will
for
too.
myself.
I will too. I'll join in. Yeah. I mean, listen. I just cannot look at it the same
Mm.
ever again. Here, I dropped every seafood emoji I could find.
I
Here's the thing, guys. People always, every time Kim Rogers ever posts a fish or salmon video, we always hear this feedback.
yeah.
Oh, well, what if it's frozen first? So
No.
Kim, can you touch on that for a second?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I posted a video that a 46,000-year-old worm woke up in Russia in the permafrost and started eating and producing babies. Freezing it doesn't do anything. You have to boil it above
Wait,
212.
wait.
Well, they say like 145, 150, but I mean, like, you already know that it's in there questionable, and they say that it's like there's 10,000 eggs in 1 square inch
Mm,
of salmon. It's like you already know
Kim,
that like it's in
people
there
are eating square inch salmon, raw salmon pieces on top of sushi every day.
every day.
So they're just like, actually, I'm sorry, when you go and you get a roll, you probably have like 8 to 10 square inches.
Yeah,
So if it's raw, whether it was frozen or not prior,
right.
they're eating and ingesting thousands of worms and parasites and eggs,
Potentially, yes.
potentially. And just to clarify, just want to be sure that I heard this right. Did you say 46,000-year-old worm?
A 46,000-year-old worm. So then there was another one
Wow.
that popped up in the permafrost, and it was like 50,000 years old, and everyone was really shocked because they didn't even know that like that even existed. And how crazy would it be that you're like out there digging for
Did
artifacts and you're
it
looking.
mention how they measure how old it is? I'm just curious if you've read
No, but
that
I'll
part.
go back and
Yeah, I'm
reread
gonna
it.
dive into it too because I'm so curious, like how they measure how old it is,
It's
you know? But
crazy.
I'm
I
like,
mean,
yeah,
probably the layers of the permafrost.
okay,
Right? They
right.
can go down per
Oh,
layers
okay.
of
Yeah, yeah,
permafrost.
yeah.
And I'll be honest with you guys, Russia doesn't have this problem of denial. Like they really do have a thing in play. They really are smart. I'm not saying that all of them. I'm just saying that in particular with their health, they do shilajit, they know about parasite cleansing, like they really do take proactive steps,
Love it.
and Western medicine were reactive. So that's really where the difference is in a lot of medicine that's around the world. And because of my own health, I started digging into other countries' medicine because I wanted to know how they did it. Why
Smart.
are we so off? Like, what's going on with us here in Western medicine and in America that we're not more proactive? And it's because we are in a sick care instead of being in a
Oh,
proactive state.
that is so powerful. I'll never forget the first time I heard you say that in Hollywood
Mhm.
when we were filming one of our last episodes. And I was like, oh my God, that's so brilliant because it's the difference between preparing, like
Yeah.
preventative measures versus cleaning up a disaster, chaos,
Mhm.
crazy disaster like that you're like cleaning up the mess afterward.
Yeah.
You already are in the emergency or you're already in the chronic illness or you're already in the thing and now you're trying to work backwards. It's
Yeah.
backwards. Now you're trying to clean up the mess and heal what went wrong instead of the mindset of, like you said, being proactive. So you're using foresight and intelligence and nature and the way our bodies work, like body intelligence, and getting what this system is and how it works, and then giving it what it needs to
Mhm.
prevent future disasters from happening. Like, it's such a
Yeah.
brilliant concept to me. I love the way you break that down. And
Thanks.
that's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
That's what What's Eating You is about. Obviously, we talk about the things that actually are eating you, but we also talk about what's on our mind, and that's what the saying even means. Like, what's eating you, what's up, like what you got inside, like what
Mhm.
do you want to share, what's been weighing on you, like let's talk about it. That's the whole point. And our podcast, What's Eating You, just dropped today. The first episode's the tip of the iceberg. We just wanted to give you guys an introduction to get to know us more so you
Mhm.
know who we are and what we're about. And we definitely tap on the foundation and the start of it all, and which is cleansing, really, mostly. That's like what we really talk heavy about in this first episode, because it's so important to get these harmful organisms, these environmental toxins, these things that are interrupting your system, weighing you down, causing inflammation, blocking you up, creating acid mucus in your system. which is the root of dis-ease. So, once you clean out, now you can maintain. And so, if you tap into our first episode that's out now, please go check it out, guys. It just dropped a couple hours ago. It's such a good one. The feedback so far is amazing. We appreciate your guys' support so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here, being a part of our community. Like, you guys are absolutely incredible, and we love you so much. And it's our pleasure and our honor to share all of this with you, because that's what this is about. This is the place
Yeah.
where we heal, we learn, we grow together, and each one teach one. So we're here to share with you all of the goods. That's what this is.
Make sure you guys go follow it and watch it. And then I'll answer these few questions
Right.
that are below. So it says, love, lift, nourish. If it's your first time cleansing, should you do it 3 times in a row? If you can do them back to back. That's what we mean by back to back. But you want to have a 7-day in between. So the Parafite Kit is 30 days. I give you around 40 days worth of product. So you can do all 40 days, then break 7 days, and then do another 30 to 40 days again. You can do that for 3 months. You can do that 3 to 4 times a year. There's a few ways that you can do it. There's no set type of schedule. And I did that on purpose because you have to listen to your body. If you get into it and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to keep going, then keep going. Just give yourself a 7-day break here and there in between so that they can cycle through. Most parasites drop their eggs in a 7 to 21 day cycle. So you want to make sure that you follow their cycle in a way. So you're going in, you're letting them know that you know about them, and then you cleanse for the 30 days, you break for 7, and then you can kind of keep going. So that's one option for you. And just again, listen to your body. But you should be doing this 3 to 4 times a year if you only do it in 30-day intervals.
I just want
Is
to
there a preparation?
add
Yeah,
add one thing to that. After I did my first one and I completed 30 full days of Parafite, you guys, I was still seeing
yeah,
worms. So logically,
you'll still see them.
I feel good, and I feel good, like I'm still seeing them. I'm gonna keep going,
Yeah,
because why would I stop now if they're still coming out? Like, let me keep getting them out. So I did
right.
75 days straight. That was just my own experience the first time. By the end of that 75, my body was telling me, okay, we're done for now. We need a break, like no more cleansing for now. So I listened to it and I
Mhm.
stopped then. But I went as long as I could because I was consistently, literally every day seeing them. So just wanted to add that.
Thank you. You'll actually still see them after. The herbs basically soak in, and they're in our blood, our tissue, and our muscle. So as you're going down more and more layers, they're feeling more and more afraid. Your
Yeah.
body's becoming more inhospitable, and the layers are starting to peel off. And inflammation, they live in inflammation, they live in mucus, they live in biofilm. So as you're going in and you're breaking that, whether it's just from the 30-day cleanse and then you have more energy and you're moving more and you have more modalities that you're doing like HBOT and PMF mats and IVs, you're breaking more and more layers down. So just because you're not on a cleanse doesn't mean you're not going to see them. In fact, it is good that you see them after you cleanse, because that means that your body is naturally extracting them out without you needing that assistance. And then you bring in that assistance so that they don't have to work. So your body doesn't have to work so hard. Let the herbs do their job, which is working to remove them, but then your body will start to push them out even more as you heal your gut, as you start to form more of a lining inside of your gut that's going to push them out even more. There's so many levels. So don't think just because you're off the cleanse, oh, you're not going to see them. That's just not the way herbs work. And we've kind of been indoctrinated to think that, because of synthetic medications, that's the way they design those. But that is not the way Mother Earth designed this in particular. So, oh, someone says that they watched it and love it and they can't wait for more.
Thank
Woo!
you. We have so much more coming. Stay tuned. Stay
So
tapped in.
good.
We have so much more coming.
Okay, one more, and then we'll
Yeah.
probably go here in a minute. And then we'll save this live. It'll be saved on my
And
account,
anyone who
Sam.
wants to keep the party going with us, we're going live on
Yeah,
TikTok
we're
next.
going to
So if you
TikTok
guys,
next.
if you guys still want to hang out with us for a little while, then right when we get off here, head over to TikTok and find Kim Rogers' account, Mrs. Rogers Hood.
Someone said, is there a preparation for the cleanse? I have a fast track guide. It's in my profile. It's free. It's a free ebook. You can download it. I have a drainage book, so make sure your pathways are open. You're peeing, pooping, and perspiring. And in a few months, we will be launching a lymphatic kit. So that is on its way. We've started soaking the herbs, which takes anywhere between 6 and 8 weeks. So we're doing it the same style as the Parafite kit, 3 tinctures and the binder, and it will be a preparation prior to cleansing so you can really get more out of you changing your lifestyle and getting these cleanses in and having a better understanding of your body. So if you're just joining us, we're going to head over to TikTok instead
Yeah,
of, I know, instant TikTok, but you can follow us over there. Mrs. Rogers Hood is my account. And Sam, when are you going to be on your account?
I'm joining from Sam Bruno, right? So I am
Okay.
Sam Bruno. I
Yeah.
am Sam Bruno, yeah. But What's Eating You podcast episode number 1 is out today. Go check it out. Links are in our profiles. It's on YouTube. Go check out the first episode. We love you guys. Thank you for the support.
Yep. Thank you. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye.